Hello, I would like to order a diamond Diajim. I know, it seems a little lackluster, but I feel like if we don't have one, the show might not be able to go on. Yeah, you can charge it to Kaiju no Kami, but, it's gonna be that much? Okay, actually, can you split the cost 25% to Kaiju no Kami and 75% to Silver Quill? Yeah. Thank you. Bye. So we're gonna get a diamond Diajim.
Diamond
Diajim.
Diamond.
Diajim.
Diamond Dye.
Diamond Diajim.
Diamond Diajim.
Yes. Diamond Diajim.
Snap into a Slim Jim?
And die?
It's going to be very valuable to this story.
Okay.
Very valuable, I'm sure, if we can ever get the full name out of it.
I don't even know if that was even his full
No,
name.
it was. I looked it up.
Oh, because the way it ended it looked like he was still about to say the rest of his name.
No, it was Diamond Diajim.
Well, then he finally got his last wish, at least.
Yeah.
To declare himself. Don Brothers would approve.
What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network with...
The longest title ever. Hi, I'm Cruellica Kain.
And...
Paying 75% Silver Quill. And Ren's over there.
So, we are here to talk about King-Ohger episodes 16 to 19. We are now 19 episodes into this show and still have not had a filler episode.
Because it's Sentai, game of Sentai, look at Sentai. All in spandex, so much spandex, so much spandex.
So, I think somebody's going to be calling you soon to ask you if you want more story with your Sentai. Because it feels like they're giving you way too much story.
I'm actually quite happy with it.
Oh, I'm very happy with it.
I'm quite full on the story and quite pleased.
And please disregard this phone. This is a nightmare phone from the 80s. If you never had one of these phones, then I'm
sweet.
very...
You have to roll the wheels.
Well, yeah, you have to roll... So basically, Fisher Price, if you want to promote us, we will showcase others of your toys.
Demon toys.
We'll present them as nightmare fuel.
Yes.
And Ren is assassinated by the nightmare.
Demon toys.
But with...
Too bad the smile doesn't change, though.
I said that already.
Well,
Or too bad.
We can always fix it in
Can
post.
the eyes move that direction, like going like? Oh.
But with that said, these episodes continued on the track of having a lot of story. And okay, sorry, I was expecting that you were going to get a flash frame of a cat.
Don't rule it out yet.
But I was actually really impressed with how much story development we have, and it's not just character development, but it's actually world building.
And also it's uniting common themes. For example, how many of the King-Ohgers are actually genetic heirs? Because with the Fury of the Gods 15 years ago, let's see here, the Big Dybowski took control. Well, we know that Scopia, Yama, he wasn't an heir. He claimed the throne
by beating the king.
Then, oh man, I'm really bad with names.
Basically, Himino.
Rita.
Not related to the previous.
Do we know?
I was gonna say the way it was hinted is that dude was Rita's father, and the previous sovereign was Rita's mother. The way it was hinted.
I'm not sure because the revelation of their other eye.
So how I actually kind of take it.
How I.
I didn't mean that pun, but.
Oh, always mean the pun, even if you didn't think of it. Makes you sound more clever.
But with how I took for Rita, is that Karas and Chiron almost like they were their parents, but because of the way their nation is devised or set up, that emotional bonds are not necessarily frowned upon, but can not give true neutrality. Because think about for your own family. You have you and your brother.
Mm-hmm.
If with emotional bonds, your parents treat both of you equally. They don't love one of you more than the other. Even though you might hope that they love you.
Oh, whoa, excuse me. Objection.
Overruled.
You're not in charge.
Overruled.
No, the court of public opinion, I accuse slander for me saying I think such things.
Are you saying you never wished to be the favorite child?
Not really, no.
Wow. So you'd live well in Rita's world.
Look, okay, if I got to go at random examples, sure.
Now with
what would I have?
Kaiju's personal experience is he was not the favorite child.
Oh. Don't care.
Well, you are now because your brother is psycho, but
Slander, or maybe fact, I don't know, but
It's fact.
okay then.
But what I'm saying is, within a country like that where everything has to be looked at really black and white, there's no true room for gray all the time.
I don't know.
I feel like Rita is making room for gray, but it seemed like prior to them.
No, we're just making room for purple. Everything else is just black and white.
But it does bode in that they're probably the child of this king and queen, but we don't know.
I don't know. But I would argue Rita looks beyond what's the immediate yes or no. So I don't know if I support the black and white view, despite your lovely attire.
I love though the Mofun stuff. Like, oh, wanna go get the muffin tomorrow? No, can't.
But you have one in storage. Isn't it lonely, Rita? Rita, start a fire. We often are very cold.
Oh my
There's
God.
lots of paper in here. Burn it all.
But
Wow.
I did like the fact, though, that this continued the story building that we got episodes back about Jimeno's parents being killed utilizing the scorpion venom.
But then,
Which still doesn't make sense to me. As more I think about scorpions, the bigger they are, the less venomous.
Yeah, but it's a
they
god
are.
scorpion.
It's like, if they're smaller, they're more deadly.
God scorpion. It doesn't matter. Go fuck.
it encompasses all Scorpii?
I don't know. I think plural for scorpion is scorpions.
But my question is, how did he come into possession of that vial?
Well, he mentioned that they captured, Karas had captured
They captured
the
guy.
killer, but because there were no known laws of what to convict him of, they had to create this subterfuge of hiding him away in his own limited punishment, with Karas taking over.
Well, and clearly the Bugnarok priest dude knows who it is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know anything. Oh, then I have a suspicion.
Okay, I like your.
That it might be him.
No.
But I don't think it would be.
No. I think it was Death Narok's rival, as mentioned in the flashback of his champion.
Oh.
For the rival was heavily shadowed with glowing red eyes. Death Narok has kind of lost his place as the threat. I mean, right now he's actually pretty easily dealt with. So I'm thinking we're about to get a change in the Death Narok.
Well, the way they described it is that Death Narok only won because of his champion guy.
Yeah, who got slain. But
yeah.
So, and some folks might ask, because oddly enough, Linkara wondered in the dub or the Power Rangers Super Mega Force, the mightiest fighter in the galaxy, why was he not in charge of the Empire? It's like, well, there are several answers to that, including he doesn't seek power. Or
the Damaras, the visor.
Yeah. Well, so, same question applied. Why is Damaras not in charge? The answer is 1, he might not want to be king. That's just a headache he doesn't want. 2, he's the strongest individual, but maybe there's greater numbers to the army.
Well, I also think you could put like a third counterpoint there of that others prevented him from going into this power. Maybe not through strength, but through maybe some others type of subterfuge or manipulation, because they feared what kind of ruler he could be. Because sometimes the most powerful person can also be the most corrupt, because if you are that strong, you do not consciously think of what the consequences of your actions are for others.
Well, there was a similar third theory I had, but it's unique to Zangief, so it can't apply here.
Because I'm seeing that, well, we'll talk about when we get in the later episodes, but I will say I did like the Monster of the Week, because however they subbed it, because I don't know.
Oh, the snow elf who's been shoveling the...
Because the one of the lines he says when we're first introduced to him is, "A killing I will go." And all I thought of was the Seven Dwarves. Like, killing I will go, hi ho Mario, a killing I will go. And I'm just like...
A murder I will do.
I'm like, that would be a dark-ass children's song.
You could dub it over as they're chasing the witch at the climax of Snow White. Hi ho, Achilleo, we're gonna end your life.
But I just... and he took on that, like, elf dwarf mentality that you see from Disney, because a lot of the lines of how they were translated or how he said it had that kind of, like, sing-songy approach, which I really liked it. And I did like at the end when he gets defeated and he's like, "This job sucks!" And I'm like...
Well, I thought I said this job sunk.
No, I thought it said sucks.
We'll have to go back and watch the replay.
Either way, it's still funny.
You get a ref going. But, of course, I feel kind of bad for the scalper guy who made a minor return. The guy with the blonde hair and beard. Now he really will have to shovel that because there's no snow fairy to... And I like the snow fairy's rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, yeah, he had the double-bladed.
Yep.
Oh, man, can I get one of those?
But, yeah, I love the whole little scalper bit with Rita. Like, yep, I had to take care of a scalper.
My job.
And then when Rita brings it to
Himeno,
and they won't let go, Himeno's like, hey, you could let go.
Oh. Ooh, jinx.
well, I do like the fact of how relationships are strengthening, because Rita and, oh God, I can't remember her name.
Himeno?
No, the apprentice.
Oh, the assistant.
The assistant. Because she's like, so I am next in line for this sovereignty. And Rita's like, if I name you as such. And her response of like, seriously, I don't want...
Reverse psychology?
Well, but we also learned that Rita is 25 at this point.
And assumed the throne at 10.
But named heir at 5. I like, wow, Rita.
Though little Rita trying to boss the adults around.
That was hilarious.
So when they grow up and it's more like just shove a sword in a guy's face, work. Yes,
And the actress, because I don't know what the actress goes by.
Actresses.
Oh, so she's not non-binary.
No.
So this gets terribly confusing.
But the
after a while.
actress who plays Rita, she's actually super young. She's not even 21 yet.
So
or 22 yet.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Because she was born in 2001 in October.
Well, considering how little we get to see of the actress's face, I guess you can fake that pretty easy.
But, so then we have our next episode where Rockley's has declared essentially war on Niscopia.
Niscopia?
Niscopia.
Niscopia.
And we have that fallout where also they find Gira is alive again, still alive.
Wait, we're in Fallout now?
Yes.
Do I have to sign up with the bandits or the mutants?
Oh, and we had what's his name? Oh my god, Jeremy. When he uses the spider mech to put them all together.
Oh yes.
And it doesn't work.
I mean, he's wanted because he's taken part in all this and is to be judged. And the poor guy is realizing everything's fallen apart. He thought he was bringing everybody together, but instead he was just being used like a puppet. But instead he doubles down on the illusion or the delusion that he's the main character. And I'm like, is he going to become a fallen character? Because that is the trait of a fallen character. They double down on the lie.
Well, so one thing I was just looking at of all the characters, just to kind of get an idea of like their actors, of where they actually fall in range of their age based in real life, based on the characters they're portraying. Like Kaga, I'll just go with Dybowski. He's
the big Dybowski.
He is actually the second youngest actor, but he looks the oldest. Like, because the way he plays the character, I think the character's closer to like 30.
I think he's closer to hell with those expressions he makes.
So I want to know the life this kid led to look that old.
And the red mark on his eye only enhances the terror.
Well, so when we have this battle with Niscopia, or the start of the attack, it starts to make me wonder, as we learn a little bit more about Rockley's, what happened to him? Because we know essentially what happens to Rita. We know what happens to Himeno. It's actually Himeno. It's Hy. They spell it wrong in these dubs versus what Toei's official is. And then we also have a little bit more knowledge of what happens to Yanma, because Yanma essentially just beats the current ruler
with his tripped out rig that he built from scratch.
That Chris Lidge would like to have to play no games, but he would just like to have it. But we don't really know what happened in Shugodon. We know that Gira was taken away or kidnapped, and it was supposedly Rockley's fault, but we don't know the whole dynamic. And that's the only area we really don't know what happened 15 years ago. And watching Rockley's kind of continuously double down of, well, I made this treaty with them, they'll keep Shugodon safe. If you want to be safe, come to Shugodon. And I'm like, just wondering, because it baffles me with everything we've seen from when he was a child, what's making him the way he is today?
Well, I'm still not entirely sold that what we're seeing is the true Rockley's. I mean, everybody, and I mean everybody, is putting on two faces at once. Rita is trying to be the stern, but needs to turn their back and talk to Mofun. Himeno claims to be this, well, pretends to act as this superficial,
Pretentious princess.
but deep down she's got some burning drives. And so on and so forth. And even Dybowski's sister isn't who she claims to be. So why should we assume Rockla is? Unless you think I'm simply being stubborn. I will point to, right after they think Yanma, well, okay, I will point to the wall.
I was wondering, I'm like, what the hell are you pointing to?
Yama's here?
That would be nice. But he could update my computer. Yanma, when Rockleys thought Yanma was dead, there was sort of this twitch on his face. You know, like he was trying to force himself to take on that hysterical laugh.
Well,
Don't break character.
Well, and that's what makes me wonder, because I don't think Rockleys is evil. Do I think he could be misguided? Absolutely. But I don't think he's evil. I kind of feel like, and I could be completely
Well, no. If
wrong.
he was straight up evil, he would have killed his one servant when Ragnarok told him to.
Instead of scaring him to the point where he ran away. Well, and I always wonder if the things he's done have been more so to protect his brother from whatever fate happened, or to push him in a direction of doing something.
I've wondered if he's trying to push everyone together, realizing he can't rally them himself.
Mm-hmm.
But if he provides the antagonist, arguably a more interesting antagonist than Ragnarok.
Well, yeah, because everybody rallies around the one being they hate more so, and this is in real life too. If you think about, even when we think about the politics or anything, not to get into politics, but when we think about that, if you are leaning in one direction or another, you have this person or this individual on a pedestal that you hate. And you tend to go and gravitate more towards those other individuals that hate the same being, because you have this like-mindedness where you want to work towards a solution to get rid of this person. Obviously, here in the show, they want to attack and destroy, and sometimes in real life that does happen, but you see that mentality. It's not a hive mentality. It's kind of like this comfort mentality, because people feel more comfortable connecting to others that relate to them in some way, somehow. And I see that a lot, because Gira takes on a very childlike approach with everything he does. He wants to become the tyrant king. And his way of protecting everyone is saying, if you're going to treat me like a villain, kind of reminds me at the end of Batman Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Exactly, and I kind of feel like he's taking that villain approach because it's the only way that people will start moving in a specific direction.
Well, but he does push hard, I'd
Mm-hmm.
say. So, and I love Gira's return at the end of the episode. But after he gets tied up again. I mean, I need to start a counter.
I won't drink today.
Okay, before that, I was thinking about this.
Ooh, a drinking game.
One thing we did forget about at the end of the previous episode was when Himeno comes to Rita with the special edition Mofun. He's like, I can't take it. I have to be impartial. So when Himeno's like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave it here for you to throw in the trash, and nobody's going to care about trash at this point. And all of a sudden he's like, boom.
Well, she's in the hallway. She's got really good hearing. Himeno, say what you will about her, but this woman can hear a pen drop in a rock concert. And I got the boom. But now, actually, I have to I have to look this up. I believe I saw an ad for Mofun. How does one spell that?
Oh, Moffun.
I beg your pardon. FFU.
But then we have...
So then our next episode is when Rockley's reveals he's got this crown form, but it's missing a lance, so it's not fully powered. And he beats Gira, and they all get away.
Sold out, pre-order. Which means the supreme irony is that there will be scalpers.
And they won't go to jail for it.
Ah, well. But yes, we have the new what we here in America call a battleizer form.
But yes, we've got new form.
the Founders form.
And then
Wow.
I liked it when we've got, what's his name? Dybowski is trying to sneak around and gets caught. His sister walks in and makes him do the unicorn beetle thing, and he's on the ground like, yeah.
That's all this to guide him towards the corner of the throne.
Was it a kabuto? Was it a unicorn? A kabuto?
It was a kabuto.
No, was it a kabuto or was it a mantis?
No, it was.
I'm very confused on this. No, because in Power Rangers Beast Morphers, they had the kabuto mech be a mantis zord.
Well, that's localization, and that's stupid.
That's why I'm like,
Why are you quoting stupid?
That's why I'm like,
Don't quote stupid.
was he a kabuto or was he a mantis? Because apparently I don't know.
Stop quoting stupid. Next, you'll be quoting 4chan.
How would I do that?
Very badly.
Because I don't even know what 4chan is really.
You blessed lucky soul.
You are very lucky.
Very lucky.
Very, very lucky. I'm actually very jealous that you don't really know what 4chan is. I don't know how this exists. You're probably like a singular entity, but I'm jealous.
But either which way. Okay, my thing though. I mean, Dybowski's laying it on thick, and even Rockles admits that he drops his guard. Or does he?
Oh my god, so we're going to have like a subterfuge.
Subterfuge within subterfuge. Bomb, bomb, brr. But anyway, but for some reason Dybowski has dropped off bales of hay, and his men are hiding inside.
It's basically a Trojan horse.
It's a Trojan bale. But my thing is, if they're individually wrapped and the guys are peeking out, what kind of contortionists are they? Because two guys, this stack is not big enough to comfortably seat two guys, and yet they hop out with nary a twinge in their back.
I still like their faces, their
Ninja.
face masks.
Super ninjas. But then they sneak in. Dybowski's got cloak invisibility. I'm jealous as hell. And they don't see the arrayed guards just to the left. Yet again, we are done in by inability to look screen left.
But it was so hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, how did you guys even get there? Like, but how did you guys not even see them there? But yeah, so the sister comes in and makes him embarrass himself.
As a rhinoceros beetle.
And then then he shows up with the lance and steals the crown and gives it to Gira. So Gira now has the upgrade form, who defeats Rockles. And then Rockles goes back and finds that the kingdom is now taken over by the Bugnarok.
But I'll say what you will about Rockles, but he's got a kick-ass weapon storage system. So the throne draws back, and all these things go beep, 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 beep.
I would be so scared if I accidentally kick something and all this movement happens and I'm like, fuck.
Actually, I'd be more scared of being in front of the throne while that happened. He accidentally kicks the throne. Oh, no more prime minister.
So I do like, outside of Dybowski, all of the other people are in Jimenos Castle in their medical ward because
Yanma.
you have Gira lying down, all beat the shit. You have Yanma lying down, beat the shit. And then we have Duo the World / Jeremy, because I loved when you said that, sitting at the side, guilty, and constantly reminding us, as he said in the previous episode, I'm not ruling the world, I'm now ruining the world. So...
You will rule the day. Well, start ruining.
So, for anybody who doesn't understand the difference between rule, R-U-L-E, versus rue, R-U-E, basically when you're...
There's no L.
R-U-E.
I know, there's no L. That's the
There
difference.
is...
No, you're several months too early for that. You can't be going Noel this early on. Only the department stores are good.
Well,
I am always Noel.
Yes, it's his middle name.
Okay, and his social security number.
Which is weird because it has an L in it. But how can it be Noel if it has an L in it?
Are you the first Noel?
But rue means basically...
Regret?
You're gonna not be happy with the consequences based on this. So we have Jeremy just kind of going into his guilt, and Yanma, being a typical guy, is wanting to sit up and continue doing what he's doing, and we have the badass nurse from a few episodes ago just pushing his ass back down.
He's like, I think you just reopened my wounds.
Oh, wait. That was Himeno who did that.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's even more badass. And it's kind of funny, but I kind of ship those two now.
I've been shipping them for weeks.
okay, whatever. But yeah, when he gets slammed back down, he's like, you just reopened my wounds.
And so Gira tells the story of what he remembers from his memories about the Founder's Crown.
Well, you also have this comes after Rita telling Gira, I'm officially charged having you bring Rockley's down.
We'll support you. But the gears of justice are undone by the pies of comedy.
Yeah, because then we have in the next episode, we've got Jeremy just chilling in the hammock.
That's the spider web.
And Yama, and they're all like, we're gonna get revenge on Rockleys, and you just see little images of Rockleys doing funny faces.
He does make great faces in this. But before we progress too far, I forgot to mention, even the cast is commenting on extreme King-Ohger. It's like, that overbuilt, ridiculous-looking King-Ohger, and even Dybowski's like, I've never seen a more ridiculous sight with that crown on.
So, we haven't done a group talk about the series Quill-Ohger. But their mech, we dubbed it as a group when we were watching the series, El Clusterfucko.
No, that was you and I. We didn't watch that as a group.
I thought he watched some
No.
episodes.
I watched some episodes.
Yes, he did.
That's the one where they had to spin it around to get the throne to everybody. That's Quill-Ohger, right?
No, that was Ninja.
Oh God, this gets very confusing.
Okay, so then the two of us...
The first one we truly watched as a group was Go Kaiju.
Okay.
Let's go, Kaiju.
But with Quill-Ohger's mech, it's El Clusterfucko because it is very... So, take 20 mechs, put them all together on one person, and watch them struggle to move. Because this was before they actually had really cool effects where they could help. But the dude struggled to move. This one here, I was actually very impressed that how they got all of the mechs to correlate on this suit. The stunt actor is still able to move.
Somewhat.
I'm like, so he's not going to get a hernia by taking one step.
You never know. But it's something to see. There have been several mechs across several series that are so overly designed that they actually have to have a moving platform.
Go Busters.
That was actually the one I was thinking of. But also Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, after a point, you're praying for the poor soul in the suit. Please don't die.
Yes.
Stay strong.
Or the suit actor's like, please spare me and kill me now.
Or it's like, is it too much to invest in wires? Actually, it was pretty funny when Spider Knight,
Yeah.
where he tried to force the extreme King-Ohger using spider webs.
And there were times where it would try to break apart and escape from each other.
And he tried to pull it back together, still believing he's the main character.
But so we've got this cool battle that's pretty quick. Like I don't even, like the black God-Ohger was destroyed pretty easily.
Well, okay, I'm a little resentful of this. What was it, Zero?
Mm-hmm.
Because we just came off Dawn Brothers, where they had a dark copy, and was there also a dark copy in Zenkaiger? I don't think so.
No, they were all separate. It was just Dawn Brothers that had the dark copy.
I'm a little worried about this trend of the opponent has a dark mech copy, because basically, I collected Transformers growing up. You take a mold, you change the color, you change maybe just the head, and you've got a whole new product to sell. And that's what it feels like.
Or in Tigertron, in Cheetor's case, you just turn him into a tiger.
Was that really all it was?
Originally.
Oh.
Yeah, Tigertron didn't have his own original mold.
And so it doesn't... Okay, Rockley's having an alternate god set up is an interesting point, but the fact that it's just changed the color of the plastic King-Ohger, I feel like is... How can we increase our sales for the least amount of...
The least amount of effort to maximize the most profits.
So then we have in our last episode, we finally have all the King-Ohgers together.
No, actually, can I go to one thing in this last episode before we get there?
Sure.
So, we started to mention about Jeremy and Yanma. They start talking about Rockley's.
Which was the last episode.
I know. That's where I said
Okay.
before you talk about all the Rangers together. They see Rockley's after Rockley's has had the shit bit out of him by Death Rock.
Death and Rock, yeah.
Death and Rock. And they find him, and Yanma plays this really tough act as though he is going to kill Rockley's. And you have Gira walking up as well, like, oh God, what's happening? And you just see smug Jeremy in the background, Rockley's being all important and trying to own it, pushing him backwards where he finally falls on the whoopee cushion
Of extremes.
that farts and has all these fireworks coming up. And Rockley's, to the actor's credit and to his credit, does not make the faces that Yanma wanted, which I was so very thankful for. He just looks like, what just happened here?
What is my life right now?
And
Jeremy and Yanma just start bawling.
And they're
especially Yanma.
they're like 5-year-olds, so happy.
Oh, yeah, they've got the bro fist. This is college dorm mentality.
I know.
Which is the equivalent of a 5-year-old.
I'm just like, he planned this out episodes ago. I was so happy for.
Rock, please.
No, your term.
Continuity.
Thank you.
I was like, my term?
But I was so very proud to see some continuity happen. Where episodes ago, you have Yanma planning this great revenge that he never got, that he had to protect somebody else from and take the hit of having to fall on this stupid whoopee cushion, to now being able to realize his dream.
Actually, I think this whoopee cushion, the 2.0, was even more extreme with the rocket ports and the pigeon. Rockley's character, to his credit, is carrying all this out with the pigeon, snatching at his head, might be pooping down the back of his neck.
And I'm like...
But yeah, so we find... And then, well, then it leads to, at the end, when they're like, okay, you can take Rockley's, and Rita's like, I can't. Because you already did your revenge, so I'm not allowed to take him anymore.
I really don't feel like that's an eye for an eye. I mean, okay, there's assault, but... and battery, because he laid hands on him. But I'm not sure, compared to death, I'm not sure they really match up 1-to-1.
They don't match up 1-to-1, but you kind of have to give it to them for saying, I am super pissed at you because I didn't get to do my court of justice because you went out and planned your own revenge.
with the classic read.
But yeah, so we got them all transforming together, and then they all fought together.
It took 19 episodes for them to truly unite as a team.
Even just the core 5, yes. Because Dybowski is a spy, another type of spy, another type of spy. I'm like, how many people is he portraying to what end? And the only reason he does anything for Gira is because Gira gives him information, and his response back is, well, what do you want for this information? And Gira, being the person he is like, nothing. I just figured I would tell you.
Well, and I kind of liked Dybowski's answer, oh, he doesn't play fair. When you expect everyone to be betraying you, as Littlefinger says, fight every battle, everywhere, all at once in your mind. The funnest way to disarm someone is just to drop all pretense and say, nah, there you go. No strings, no ulterior motive, just a moment of honesty. The schemer has no idea what to do with that moment.
Mm-hmm. And then we also got the reuniting between Gira and his orphan friends.
Much needed. I really wish we could have seen Bowler Hat Guy reacting to all this.
I was waiting for him. I was like, where's the Trump supporter?
Yeah.
But
let him get smacked around by the Bugnarok for a while. Still can't get a taxi.
But yeah, well, Bugnarok seemed to get beaten way too easily by Jeremy.
Well, that's been the way since Jeremy's first transformation.
But yeah, so we had our diamond guy that we started our video on.
Diamond Diajim.
Who really, I thought he was going to be bigger, like something important.
No, he was just a monster of the week.
But we also had the return in one of these episodes of the monster with the really interesting voice.
The quiet, cloaking. Well, yeah, he's still very much in Jeremy's corner.
Which it kind of reminds me, because we just rewatched. Can I say what we just rewatched? Or no?
What? I released my...
Oh, yeah. Never mind. So we just recently rewatched Alba Ranger. I forgot he did his stupid video.
Stupid video.
Okay,
Really?
And now I'd like to report an outcome of domestic abuse.
I'm kidding.
We're about to have some domesticated abuse going on.
But anyways...
He wants to watch.
Seriously, it'd be much cooler if you could just...
But anyways, so we watched it, and we had the one monster...
More than twice when you're playing with it.
...that stayed on with...
Jeremy.
Alba Ranger.
Oh, Crocophone.
The Crocophone that stayed with Opera Killer. Who you saw in Go Kaiju.
I probably did, but Crocophone? I'm visiting a cell
No,
phone.
not Crocophone. Opera Killer.
Oh, well, I've seen him lots of places. But, moving on.
But anyways, it was nice to have another series where you do have like a villain actually staying around and trying to be a good person. It was just they didn't want to be evil, they just were made that way. That's probably what every serial killer in known history says, but right.
He was a good person until he wasn't.
Oh yes, and we do have to put this out here. We're just going to interrupt this current broadcast of Kaiju no Kami's video to give you a quick report. If you ever see any notification that Kaiju no Kami has done something evil or what have you. And some random interviewer for a teledocumentary for murder porn, as I call it, or true crime, if they ask you, what do you think of Kaiju? Was he that type of person
Say
who
yes.
would do
Just
something
say yes.
like that?
Just say yep. I'm not surprised. No, she was watching this little documentary. A person's like, "Oh, I never expected my husband was like that. He was the perfect husband, a perfect marriage."
Well,
And
already that's not you.
And I'm like, now if I ever get arrested for some random weird thing and someone goes to interview you, tell them, yeah, you are not surprised one bit, because I want to see because they're probably gonna be all thrown off like what?
It's more of a joke than
You two are being oddly specific about this. I am legitimately wondering. Look, am I supposed to be like the sacrificial person in all this? You're fattening up the
But
turkey,
either way,
and then
they say,
up comes
did you know
the head."
Kaiju no Kami was this way? Yes, I totally did. I could tell. Just no surprise. Just act like no. I knew that was gonna happen at some point. Just because it would be the shortest documentary episode ever. Everyone said yes. We're not surprised, and then that was it. Okay. Anyway. So, King-Ohger, another round of really good episodes.
Stay on your side.
Silver Quill.
Nope. My side, your side. My side, your side.
Okay, he doesn't get credited then.
He does get credited because he was in the majority of the video.
No, I'll just screenshot this part and put this part in to the video where it's nothing except just. You know it's too late. I already have a moment of it that I could take and just. Boom. Or I just crop them out.
Wait, no, just pixelate this part of the picture.
Oh my god,
But anyway, another great batch of episodes. What did you guys think of King-Ohger 16 to 19? Let us know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, anything else YouTube has you clicking in to support us. You can support me and Cruellica on Cruellica on Twitter and Patreon at Toku AAN Network, Instagram, Discord, and Facebook at Kaiju no Kami. Website is creativitybydesignllc.com. You can also buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com. And then you can also check out this demon phone in the movie Skinamarink. Alright, that's all the time we have here.
No.
I'm gonna smell your soul.
Okay. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna use real phone.
How did I ever use a phone like this back in the day?
I don't think you did.
Oh, I did.
Okay, see, this is actually ringing.
Hello. So, Silver Quill,
Yes, you.
do you like to tell everyone where they can find you?
Why, they can find me on Twitter, DeviantArt, and YouTube. She hung up on me.
I didn't want to have reverb.
You can find me on Twitter, DeviantArt, and YouTube under MLP Silver Quill. My YouTube will also have links to my Patreon and Ko-fi for support. And you can also do a search for weekday puns on YouTube. And you shall find my secondary channel with a new pun each morning. Designed
You said new, not nude, right?
new.
Okay.
Are you asking? Because there are a few risque puns I could put out there. Like when I get naked in the bathroom, my shower gets turned on. So there you go. We just lost the monetization for this video.
Well, everyone, thank you again for this lovely viewing. And here's just a reminder of what telephones used to be in the past. Rotary. So thank your lucky stars. You can hit buttons these days.
But hit buttons, nothing. You've got a screen. You're just tapping a screen. There's not even any tactile.
That's very true.
Hey, trying to call a long number, you're like 1-800 or 100 and then 716 8, 8, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1.
What phone number was that to?
Nothing.
Oh, I was actually thinking you were calling a legit number.
At least as far as I know.
But
Someone dial that and find out.
did you ever remember using these and dialing the wrong number and having to scream because you have to do it all over again?
Oh,
No, because these weren't connected.
But bye, everyone.
bye.
What?
No, I meant real phones.
Oh, you meant the real one.
Not these. They're not connected to anything.
That's I'm like, well, how could you dial the wrong number on here and get to redial the whole thing? Yeah, were you really using a possessed demon phone of these?
Are we still recording for people to watch?
Yeah, we're still recording. I haven't said bye yet. It only matters if I say bye.
Yeah.
Okay, with that in mind, until next time, bye.